In this video, I will reveal the 7 principles of wealth, or as called in the book, the 7 cures to a lean purse. This is 4,000-year-old wisdom from the book, The Richest Man in Babylon. Make sure to watch until the end because the 7th cure is the most important. The first principle or cure is start thy purse to fattening. In other words, begin saving a portion of your income every month. So a quote said in the book, "For every 10 coins thou placest within thy purse, take out for use but 9. So pay yourself first by saving at least 10% of your income before spending on anything else." And one of the characters from the book actually said that when I ceased to pay out more than 9/10 of my earnings, I managed to get along just as well. They didn't actually struggle anymore when they were saving 10% more because they wasn't spending on the things they didn't need. And then another good part from the book was, "Which desirest thou the most? Is it the gratification of your desires of each day, a jewel, a bit of finery, better raiment, more food, things quickly gone and forgotten? Or is it substantial belongings, gold, land, herds, merchandise, income-bringing investments? The coins thou takest from thy purse bring the first, the coins thou leavest within it will bring the latter." Number 2. Control thy expenditures. Avoid unnecessary spending to prevent draining your savings. Create a budget and stick to it, distinguishing between wants and needs. And in the book, someone questioned, how can a man keep 1/10 of all he earns when all the coins he earns aren't enough for his necessary expenses? And even some people earn much more than others. Some have much larger families to support, but these people are just as poor as each other. Why? This is why, said in the book, that what each of us calls our necessary expenses will always grow to equal our incomes unless we protest the contrary. Confuse not the necessary expenses with thy desires. Number 3. Make thy gold multiply. Invest wisely to grow your savings. Put your money into investments that yield returns like stocks, bonds, and real estate and business. Or nowadays, invest in yourself. And then here's a quote from the book. "The gold we may retain from our earnings is but the start. The earnings it will make shall build our fortunes." And then more things from the book. "Consider means to put thy treasure to labour and to increase. Gold in a purse is gratifying to own, and satisfieth a miserly soul, but earns nothing." And then a really good part from the book. "A man's wealth is not the coins he carries in his purse, it is the income he buildeth. The golden stream that continually floweth into his purse, and keepeth it always bulging. That is what every man desireth. That is what thou, each one of thee, desireth. An income that continueth to come, whether thou work or travel." And that is the truth for today as well. Although that's 4,000-year-old knowledge, that is the truth, that you want to be able to have an income when you're asleep, when you're on holiday, just when you're having fun. So to summarise and just explain this further, the money you save, that 10%, that grows over time because you keep saving it every month, and then you use that money to invest. And then you keep getting a return from your investment, plus the money you're still saving, so your savings increase. So then you have even more money to invest and more to make. So then you constantly just keep growing and growing and growing. Number 4, guard thy treasures from loss. Protect your money from risky investments and fraud. And again, it says in the book, "It is wise that we must first secure small amounts and learn to protect them before the gods entrust us with larger. Better by far to consult the wisdom of those experienced in handling money for profit. Such advice is freely given for the asking, and may readily possess a value equal in gold to the sum thou considerest investing. In truth, such is its actual value, if it serve thee from loss." This means that advice is freely available if you ask for it, and the value of this advice can be as significant as the amount of money you are thinking of investing. So in other words, the advice you get from people that have wisdom in the field can be worth just as much as what you invest in, and even more, because it can save you from the loss of your whole savings. And a quote from the book, just to drive it home a bit more. "Guard thy treasure from loss by investing only where thy principal is safe. Secure the advice of those experienced in the profitable handling of gold. Let their wisdom protect thy treasure from unsafe investments." Number 5. Make of thy dwelling a profitable investment. Own your own home to reduce living expenses and build equity. Buy a house instead of renting to build long-term wealth. In the book it said, own thy own home. But this is really a principle just from the Babylonian times, because many people rented and lived in like places where there isn't much freedom or space, no land with it, and that was dirty. So it was saying that you want space for children to play and grow up and to grow your own food. So today you can actually run just fine and be in a nice clean place, free and with a garden. And it's not a topic for today, but if you want to be investing, then buying your own home can actually be a bad thing, because you are going to buy your own home, put a load of money into it as the deposit, and then try and pay your mortgage off. And if you do pay your mortgage off, you've then got hundreds of thousands, depending on what house you buy, just sat in your house when you could be using that to invest and make more money. So it's not exactly for everyone. But then at the same time, you could buy your own house and live in it for a bit, and over time it's going to grow in value and then you can sell it. Or you can buy a house that needs work doing on it and then again do it up, and over years again it'll go up in value and you've added value to it, and then you can sell it and move on and run or do whatever you want, and there you're making money still. Number 6, ensure a future income. Plan for future financial security. So this is a very good principle just generally for life, not even if you plan on dying. You should always create systems, whether that's people or online systems like code, whatever, because unless you fully enjoy what you're doing, you do not want to be the head of it and everything on your head, because if you do die, who's then running them things? Not only that, if you want to go on holiday, who's then running it? That's why there's such a problem with certain service-based businesses, especially physical ones, because as soon as you're not doing your service, and if it's physical in that place, as soon as you go on holiday, you've not got an income. And if you've got a business where you're doing all the work, you've not got any systems, you're pretty much an employee and you've got a job. It's not really a business. So, moral of the story, get systems in place that when you're not there, if you're not alive, if you're on holiday, if anything happens, so that you can keep earning without you actually having to do anything. And then something kind of linked to this is teaching the people that are going to inherit what you have. Teach them how to grow money, how to invest, everything you know, teach them, because otherwise there's going to be this whole generational wealth you create and then that just disappears, because no matter how much money it is, somehow people end up finding out how to spend it all if it's not growing. And a link to today, there's footballers that go broke when they were earning huge amounts. Celebrities, rappers, all earning massive amounts, and they go broke too. Why? Because their work and earnings don't last forever, and as they get older, their income decreases while their spending habits are still the same. And now, because they didn't invest in things while they was young and earn a huge amount, they're now broke. So it says in the book, a man may buy houses or lands for this purpose, if wisely chosen as to their usefulness and value in the future. They are permanent in their value, and their earnings or their sale will provide well for this purpose. And I quote, provide in advance for the needs of thy growing age and the protection of thy family. Now number 7, and the most important principle, increase thy ability to earn. Continuously improve your skills to increase your potential to earn. Invest in education, in training and personal development to advance your character. This can be a mentor that's in a position that you want to be in. This can be any kind of development course. Now a few things from the book that were important on this. I will talk to you of those things within the minds and lives of men which do work for or against their success. The more of wisdom we know, the more we may earn. Quote, cultivate thy own powers, to study and become wiser, to become more skillful, to so act as to respect thyself. Many things come to a man's life rich with gainful experiences. Such things as the following a man must do if he respects himself. He must pay his debts with all the promptness within his power, not purchasing that for which he is unable to pay. Again, how this links today. For many people, education ends after school, university or college. But imagine if you never stopped learning until the day you die. Imagine how much wisdom and therefore leverage you'd have over 99% of people. And not only that, gaining wealth is only something other people know and you don't, or it could be something you know that other people don't. So I urge you, invest in education, but not of the formal kind, in self-education, Learn from others that are where you want to be, and that know something that you don't. If you enjoyed this video and would like to learn more from the book, then it is top of the description. I have other videos on this book and on similar self-improvement topics, such as health, wealth, philosophy and psychology, so consider subscribing. There's also other videos on the book, The Richest Man in Babylon, that I've already made, so you could watch them. And there's also going to be upcoming videos on this book, so turn notifications on so that you don't miss them. If the next video on The Richest Man in Babylon is out, then that will be on the screen now. If not, then this video on screen will be something you like. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.